عايزا می‌خوایم تو این ویدیو به یوتیوب ریاکت بریم و ببینیم که میخواد چه حرکتایی بزنه توی زمین فوتبال. من اصلا ندیدم حتی اون حرکتایی که میخواد بزنه رو و توی تایتل و تامنیلم که چیز جالبی متوجه نشدم. پس بریم هم دیگه ویدیو رو ببینیم.
One of the worst boots of all time. And today I'm testing these football boots out as well as some of footballers' biggest complaints. Are these products actually that bad, or are these footballers just being dramatic? First up, we have this football which was banned by La Liga. So when Puma dropped their all-new winter design for La Liga's match ball in 2019, it was meant to be used from October to February to help players' visibility of the ball in harsh winter conditions. But this ball only lasted one game before being banned. Players, fans and TV viewers all complained about not being able to see the ball. Alright Sean, so here we have the La Liga match ball which was made for increased visibility, but ironically, no one could see it. So we're going to be putting this ball to the test to see if it's true. So first up, apparently players couldn't see this ball on the pitch. And when passing the ball, I could see where they were coming from. As the ball sped up, the green elements of its design just started blending in with the grass. And after comparing it to a white ball, it was definitely tougher to see it from a player's point of view. And from fans' perspective on TV or in the stadium, it wasn't much better. This complaint is true. So the next complaint, Musiala. And after playing against Union Berlin, Musiala posted this picture of his Bayern shirt. So apparently this season's Adidas shirts have had a lot of problems with ripping. And straight away, Sean and I put it to the test. But after doing our best to rip it, this shirt actually survived. So while the pro shirts might be ripping, I didn't have the same problem. So while playing against Tottenham, Cucurella slipped twice in just 11 minutes to cost Chelsea 2 goals. So to put these boots to the test, I'm going to be trying them out on the field to see if the traction is actually that bad. And after making the same movements as Cucurella, I wasn't slipping anytime soon. So even though Cucurella slipped twice in these boots, I don't think they were to blame and aren't actually a bad product. Next up, we have a shirt hated by a World Cup winner. Okay, Sean, so next up we have a football shirt which is hated by one of the best midfielders ever, Toni Kroos.
Why does he hate it?
Can you guess?
I don't know, I hate the collar. I think it looks like a school shirt.
That's the exact reason. So basically, when Toni Kroos was on a podcast, he said he hated football shirts with collars, and he said they're pretty much not a football shirt and they're also really ugly.
I have to agree with him.
Really?
I just feel it looks like a school shirt. Wow. It just doesn't look at all impressive.
We have this season's FA Cup ball. And earlier this year, Pep Guardiola complained about this ball, saying, "The ball in the Champions League is exceptional, the ball in the Premier League is exceptional. This one isn't." The main two complaints Pep had about this ball was that his team wasn't hitting the target because of it, and it was also difficult to control. So for the first test, we're going to be putting the FA Cup ball up against the current Premier League ball, which he actually called exceptional. And initially, the Premier League ball felt pretty good to strike with. But when striking with the FA Cup ball, I noticed something pretty strange right away. I don't want to sound dramatic, but I feel like I put the same amount of power into that shot as the other ball, and this thing just flew differently. Oh, save! Oh, it's gonna sound weird, but I feel like you can hit the Premier League ball worse and it'll stay on target. But if you hit this with a bad shot, it's not gonna stay down. I feel like you have to hit this ball absolutely perfectly for it to stay on target, whereas the Nike ball was just a bit more consistent. I actually agree with Pep. Next up, Pep criticised the control of the FA Cup ball. And when first testing the control of the Premier League ball, I had no problems. I really like the padding on the Premier League ball, but now let's try out the mitre one. But I wasn't having any trouble controlling the FA Cup ball either. So if I'm going to be honest, I couldn't really see that much of a difference while trying to control these balls, but while shooting, I think Pep was actually right. Next up is a complaint from Cristiano Ronaldo. And during a press conference at Euro 2020, Ronaldo moved cola off the desk. I was able to scan this bottle and it showed me exactly what's inside it, and why an athlete like Ronaldo might choose water instead, especially when it comes to recovery. Athletes and pro footballers are pretty conscious of just how much energy they need to perform their best. And MacroFactor is the perfect app to help you track your nutrition just like the pros. MacroFactor makes logging easy. All I have to do is snap a photo of my meal and its AI feature estimates everything. Calories, macros, even hidden stuff like oils and sauces. MacroFactor also adapts to how you live your life. Whether you're training like a pro footballer or just trying to cut back, the app also adjusts based on your habits and your lifestyle. I've personally tried so many apps and diets that just didn't work long term, and this is the first one that actually feels sustainable because of how flexible it is around my life. So if you want to try out Macro Factor free for 14 days, use my code down below. So next up, we're going to be testing out boots that Messi disliked so much, he never even wore them. When Adidas dropped the Messi 16 Plus boots back in 2016, they were advertised as being Messi's next signature boot, and he appeared all over the promotional posters for them. But when Messi eventually arrived on pitch, he never actually wore these. Even though Messi never publicly complained, it was pretty...
تو بخوای نزدیک باشی استادیوم اونقدر نزدیک ببینی به نظرم میارزه.
When comparing the boots, the touch felt pretty similar, and shooting felt the same too. So while it might be a mystery as to why Messi was the face of a boot he never wore, I can't say the 16 Plus were a bad boot. So next up, we have a never used kit that Nike dropped in 2013. Okay, Sean, so even though Nike made this kit, it was the Brazil Football Federation that banned it. Do you agree or disagree with this complaint?
I don't think they should have banned it, but I just don't think it's very Brazil. It's just so...
Yeah.
There's no color. Brazil is like one of the most colorful places on earth.
I agree, and the fact it's just completely blackout, it's a great looking kit, but it's just not very Brazil.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Next up, we have the Nike Hypervenom 2. So when Nike launched the successor to one of the most loved football boots of all time in 2015, they chose Neymar Jr. as the poster boy for the Hypervenom 2. But he was actually stepping out onto the pitch in these, the Vapor 10, but camouflaged to look like the Finish 2. So to see why Neymar hated this boot and Nike went so far to try and hide the fact he disliked it, I'm gonna be putting the Hypervenom 2 up against the Vapor 10 to see what all the controversy was about. So to test out how these boots compare against each other, I'm gonna be going up against Sean in 10 1v1s. And straight away, I didn't actually love the comfort of the Hypervenom 2s. Oh! So after initially trying out these boots, they do feel really tight around the toe area. So they're not great, but they're not awful. And as I kept wearing these boots, I felt the comfort was actually affecting how I was playing.
خیلی نزدیک شد.
So if I'm gonna be 100% honest, I did not.
دیدش به شدت 8K رو اون زمینه.
Conscious of while dribbling towards Sean in goals. But then it was time to try out the Vapor 10s. And straight away, I really preferred how these boots felt. And even though it might have been only a 5% difference, I enjoyed playing in these boots a lot more. So after trying out both of these boots, I really didn't like these things, and I can really see where Neymar is coming from, because the Vapor 10 is just so much more comfortable. So after testing the boots out for close control, it was time to see how they felt when striking the ball. And with my first few shots, the boots weren't an issue. Save! The same way my foot was being like clamped down at the front in the one-on-one test, when the ball is hitting that now at force, it's actually pretty sore. My shooting wasn't affected while wearing these boots, but the comfort was really lacking in them. So now we've got the Vapor 10. I prefer the comfort of these things, so I don't know if I can replicate the goals I scored with the last boots. Let's try. And even though I might not have been scoring the same crazy goals in these boots, they felt a lot better than the Hypervenom 2s. So after the shooting test in both of these boots, my main problem was just how uncomfortable the Hypervenom 2 is compared to the Vapor 10.
در کل اگر میخواین که ادامه ویدیو رو من براتون بذارم، حتما لایک و کامنت اینو انجام بدین که میذارم. انشالله که آقای فادکرانچ مثل مادرش مهربون و دوست داشتنی باشه که کپی رایت نزنه و من بتونم بازم از این ویدیو براتون بذارم. دمتون گرم.